Hello comrades, it's me, yes, a Yorkshireman now living in Wales. And I'm going to carry on looking at the pay the elected officials get, i.e. councillors get, because I'm now finding out a little bit more information. So the first thing to establish is it's all decided by this panel here, and they are supposed to be independent. Are they independent? Not sure about that. So I then tried to look and find out the information. First thing I came across was how to sign in. But it also says they're open and transparent in all decision making. Well, why do I have to sign in? I came across this when I was looking into the members of the Senedd. And I'm still waiting for all the information I've asked for from them. I've also sent this independent panel an email saying, can you send us all the information please about how you reach your decisions? Because I'm just not sure. Anyway, as you can see here, they deal with all the elected members of main councils. So they call it principal councils. And they take the average Welsh earnings, and I think it's something like 3/5 of whatever the average earning is. They also go on to say, as you can see here, that it's going to be a fair and reasonable package. Right, that's fair enough. To support elected members and not act as a barrier to participation. Now, what I will say first and foremost is anybody can apply. I can apply to be a local councillor now, to get on there and hold people to account. That's what I would be doing. Why would I apply? I'll tell you now. Simple as this. I'd want to make everything was done fairly. My money I was paying in tax was not being wasted on vanity projects. And in Gwynedd Council, and I will do a separate video on it, they are loving net zero. Yes, they are loving net zero. So, back to me. I would literally want to do the right thing. I'd want to hold people to account, and if someone says they're spending this money on a vanity project, I'd turn around and say, sort out the path, sort out the parking, get everything else sorted first, sort out the roads out, then you do other stuff. That'd be it. But maybe I don't know, an outlier. Maybe I'm just like an odd person who wants to do the right thing for the best of the community and not waste their money. Now, you can also get all your expenses paid, so do I really need a salary? And I say salary because now that's what it's called. Now, it also goes on to say that it's about supporting local democracy and giving communities their voice. Right, also value for money for the taxpayer. Well, we don't have a say in anything, so we don't really get that at all. And also it should support people. They want to support from a diverse range of backgrounds, and getting money should not act as a barrier to participation. I don't really know what that means. If you want to do it, then you just apply. It's as simple as that, because you don't need any qualifications. That's it. If you're good enough, you're good enough, as I've said already. So I don't really understand that little bit there, or maybe I've missed something. Anyway, then we go on to this bit about stakeholders. Now, remember the little bit where I pointed out communities' voice and supporting local democracy? Right, well, it goes on about consulting stakeholders. Now, we are the main stakeholder. We are, in effect, the only stakeholder, because we fund it all. So if you look down these different people, like One Voice Wales, Welsh Local Government Association, Society for Local Council Clerks, don't know what that's about, Principal Councils, that's councils, the Fire National Parks Authorities, Community Town Councils, we fund it all. We are actually their main stakeholder. We are the only stakeholder. Yet we have never been asked. I've never seen anything which says, dear Mr. Cook, what's your thoughts on this? We don't even have a referendum on it. But they're asking these people who take money off us anyway, because we fund them all. Yet this panel has decided we can be ignored, yet without us none of this would work. So it sort of tells me already where we are in this chain. We're at the very, very bottom. We are literally just the cash cow. That's where we are with it all, and this tells us all. So this panel basically got it wrong from the very beginning, because they're not asking the right people. That's us, the council taxpayer. We also then come to this other new paper, 2526. Now the bit which sort of struck me straight away is that we've now got a salary. Now when you say salary to me, I think of things like contract, I think of standards, I think of capability, I think of performance measures, I think of sickness absence measures, I think of, you name it, I think of it all. Because a salary to me implies set amount of hours, minimum or maximum hours, and job descriptions, what you should be doing, what you shouldn't be doing. none of that exists because it is literally an elected post, which is a fine, you know, I can't get my head around it really. So you're getting a salary, should it not just be a set amount? But they called it a salary. So this time you can get £19,771. That's what you'll get now, but you don't have any contract, you have no responsibilities at all, and you cannot be held to account. I've already established this when I tried it with the First Minister. I failed on that because they themselves investigate themselves, and I literally got told that what I thought I read and what I thought I heard and looked at and saw in a video wasn't correct. There you go. And it's going to be the same with these elected officials. We cannot hold them to account, simple as that. But they can still get the £19,771. Now, also then goes on to salaries from senior members of principal councils. Now, on there you can get £74,141. Of course, remember all this is plus expenses. Now, how do they get to be a senior member? Well, I can't put my hands up and say I'd like to put myself forward to be elected as a senior member. No, it's an in-house situation. Now, when I looked at the Gwynedd Council, all the cabinet members, the senior members, were all from Plaid Cymru. So clearly they themselves will promote within themselves. So someone like me who's like an independent, or the other independent people, they will always just get stuck on like the 20 grand job. But the senior people, well, they can actually earn some really good money out of that, and literally I'm guessing each year just rotate it and swap it around, using our money of course. Do I think that's fair? I don't think that's fair at all. The other thing I'm a bit surprised about, but someone else did mention it, they also get a local government pension scheme. Wow. But wait on, it's an elected official, and after 4 years you could lose your job. Why are we giving them a pension? That's what I don't get, because now all that does is that now literally means that our council tax bill will keep going up and up and up. It's as simple as that. Because we're going to have to keep paying that pension year on to that person. You know, surely we can just say, no, you're doing it for the greater good and you're doing it for the right reasons. That's the end of it. In the same way, I wouldn't even give them a senior salary. I won't give them 74 grand. What I'd say is, if you want to do that job, you do that job, and all you're going to get is 20 grand and expenses. Simple as that. For some reason, it don't work like that. Maybe I've got it all wrong. Now, the other thing they can also get is family absence, so they could not do the job and get paid. Now, to me, this seems more like a job. In addition to that, they can also get sickness absence payments. Now, if someone's ill, they're ill. No issues with that. But again, how long does it go on for? Now, I'm sort of looking at this, and it says things like, and they've got a definition for long-term sickness. It's defined as certified absences in excess of 4 weeks. And then it says, within these proposals, so does that mean it's not decided, is 26 weeks or until an individual's term of office ends. So, well, that could go on for a long time, couldn't it? Could go on forever. Now, the bit which then I thought was a bit weird is at the very bottom paragraph. It says, it does not apply to elected members of principal who are not senior post holders. They continue to receive a basic salary for at least 6 months, irrespective of attendance, and any extension beyond this time scale is a matter for the authority. Right then, now, so this is what I don't get, because the authority are the people who elected them there, and the authority is using our money to pay them. So clearly, anything to do with anything around sickness and long-term sickness absence, if the person can't do the job, then that should cause or create a local election. A by-election, simple as that. And we should have a say in this, but it's clearly that we're being excluded even though they're using our money. So I don't agree with that, and to me this is now sounding more like a full-time job. Now, the other bit I then looked at was these payments to the national park authorities and the rescue authorities. Now, in my experience, if you've had to attend some sort of committee meeting, like in work, or you become a chair of a committee, you don't get extra money for doing it. You have to just turn up, suck it up, go through the process, that's the end of it. No, elected officials, it seems to be different now. They can get between 12 and 15 grand for being a chair. Also, just for being a member of the committee, they can get money as well. So why that is, I don't know. I literally don't know, because we're funding these different authorities anyway. So it's like we're giving them more and more of our taxpayers' money, but I don't really see how we get any value for money out of any of this. The other thing I then looked at is co-opted and lay members. Now, I did that and I got no money. got all for that, and that was back in West Yorkshire. But these lot can get £33.50 an hour. But they also get the travelling to and from the place of the meeting, so travelling time is also included. So let's just say the meeting takes 2 hours, and let's just say it's an hour and a half there, an hour and a half back, and the rest of it. And yeah, and there you go, you've got 268 quid. Now, whether or not they can literally get their expenses as well, i.e. petrol and the rest of it on that, I'm not 100% sure. But I would say that what they should be getting is the national minimum wage, because then that means that they're going to actually be in the same position as somebody else, and that will give them a bit of a lesson in life. National minimum wage, from what I understand, is £12.21. Right, there you go. Now, also by giving people less money, you make them more focused on the time they're using. Bearing in mind we're paying for it all, should I say. The last thing I then did is I then put all this into artificial intelligence, and I think it was something like Copilot, whatever, and it was quite interesting. And it goes on to say the wage bill for councillors in Wales has a significant impact on council budgets. Well, there you go, that's a machine saying it. And it says it's a burden on the taxpayer, and also public perception is not looking good. Right, comrades, thank you for watching. As I say, I will do some more videos on this, because I am learning myself about it all. Please tick subscribe, leave a comment, and Friday, enjoy your weekend. Thank you for watching.